After the Second World War, the economy of the United States became much more global in nature.
I think that the economic system has served as a major transporter for American culture and American values. The idea of creating a culture of consumption around the world has served as a major vehicle by which we export everything from McDonald's to Walmart to other aspects of our culture.
What the United States tends to sell the most of globally is high-end intellectual capital kinds of products. Films, academic research, scientific research, products that require a lot of research and development, drugs, high-end kinds of goods.
Expanding global trade, or globalization, presents a major challenge to the social institution of economics.
The entire world is being pulled into an economic system of a global market. This means that some countries who may not necessarily be ready or able to compete are being forced to. They're being forced to rely on international trade and competition, whether they're able to or not.
But typically when you enter an international trade agreement, the developed countries already have quite a head start in factories, infrastructure, education of their workforce, versus underdeveloped countries that don't. And that difference tends to amplify as trade between the countries grows.
What are the positive and negative effects of globalization on the United States?
This expanding global economy has affected us both positively and negatively. Positive aspects of that, of course, for consumers is that you have the availability of things from all over the world, as well as lowered costs, so accessibility is there. The flip side of that, of course, is that it may mean dispossessed workers, it may mean downsizing of corporations, and of course there are the ethical concerns regarding the exploitation of people working in sweatshops in various parts of the world.
Globalization is a movement that seems to be a steamroller that is producing more and more inequality in the world, more and more environmental degradation in the world, more and more injustice in the world, more and more poverty in this country as well as other parts of the world, much more elsewhere, and it seems to be unstoppable.
So part of it is maintaining equity so you don't get a large asymmetry in who does well and who doesn't. And I think the other challenge is really one of coordinating activities across boundaries.
Other issues regarding globalization that affect the United States include health and the environment.
Even though Mexico may have different environmental laws than we do, once they start manufacturing things there, the sum of what happens in Mexico come over the border in terms of acid rain or other kinds of contaminants falling out on our borders. So holding them to similar kinds of standards globally. And the reverse may be true too. We may have a drug or a chemical that we use here that we consider to be safe, but that another country, say Canada, who's also a trading partner, would not consider to be safe.